Well, welcome back to our second episode of Chitty Chat Chit Chat podcast with your hosts,
Hiya!
and Tony. Oh my gosh. If I don't tell you, I need to let everybody know. I am stressed out. This is our, second attempt in trying to do the second podcast?
That's all your fault, though.
It's really not. I'm not going to mention where we do our recordings from, but where we do our recordings from decided to fail me, okay? I have it to automatically start recording, right? Once I get it. That's how I have it. And it decided to not do its job. So we were talking, actually having a whole conversation flowing, doing everything that is supposed to be done as it should be done. And guess what? It was just having a conversation. Nothing recorded, nothing went through. So now we're having to do this again for the second time. Hopefully it comes out better. Okay,
right.
Well, in this episode, right, we just want to just talk about something that we dabbled in and kind of consumed our summer. And I wouldn't say it's in a bad way. I don't know if anybody else was, my husband would feel the same way, but I went down the rabbit hole of the game titled Phasmophobia. I don't know if anybody else ever heard of it. It is a very known game though, so I think I was probably like the last person to ever hear about this game.
Tony stresses me out on that game, by the way.
No, we're not going to start right there, okay? We're not going to start right there. Before we begin, let's talk about what is Phasmophobia. You want to tell them?
Phasmophobia is a ghost hunting game. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like complete horror, but it does have its jump scares.
Right.
But yeah, you just go in with your group of teammates or by yourself. It all depends whether, you want to do it solo or you want to do it with a team. And you hunt ghosts and you have to figure out the ghost type, and you get rewarded and you get money to update your equipment and stuff like that from different types of tier levels and stuff. I think it's pretty cool game.
I like the game well. To me, it's more like Ghostbusters. If anybody's ever seen the game Ghostbusters, it's where you literally have a group of 4 people. And you get the phone call, you're like, hey, I have a home ghost at my house. And then they show up with their equipment and they're literally trying to identify the type of ghost. They try, with little clues and things like that. And the end goal is to come out and survive. So that's definitely how the game is. That's what it reminds me of. It's more of a thriller. I know it's supposed to be a horror game, but for me, it's like a thriller. It doesn't, it has a lot of jump scares. I think every 30 seconds I'm screaming, maybe. If I'm not screaming at
until
Aya,
until she sees
the ghost scares me.
Until she sees the ghost, then she's like, oh my god, it's walking on its back.
Oh my gosh, yes, because it crawls backwards. Like, this is one ghost that looks like the girl from The Ring. She's in pajamas, she got hair that covers her face, and then she's walking backwards like a spider. And then she's not walking half a mile an hour, she's going like, it's no, just no. And then there's this other one that I call the burnt sausage man. Like, he looks like a Slim Jim. It's really long, he's really skinny, he looks like they peeled off the first layer of his skin. He got plumped out. He got no booty. He got no nothing. Like, he looked like a burnt Slim Jim. So I call him the burnt sausage man. But that game has definitely taken over us. Like, we will wake up, handle life, do our wifely duties. I'll do my mommy duties and things like that. And then it's just like, hey, we played fast today. And it's like, yeah, what time you want to start? Oh, let's start now. And then I'm like, no, give me half an hour. I gotta do the dishes. And then you see me like trying to wash the dishes so fast, but clean, obviously clean. But I'm trying to wash them dishes so I can be able to sit down so we can get this game, because we're trying to level up. Definitely, I was snagged. I was pulled in and I went with it. Like,
We're probably gonna play it later on today.
We
just
definitely are, because
FYI.
we spoke about this before we started recording. We gotta level up. Another thing is that they give you challenges every week. And the challenges that they provide, they do provide you equipment, but because they're providing you with the equipment, they give you what they want. And that's the thing that sucks, because you don't know what you're getting or what you're lacking until you're actually in the challenge mode. But you die, and Yaya really gets mad when she dies. I'm gonna throw that out there. Like, she take it personal.
I get mad. You get mad when you die.
I get mad when you kill me. I get mad when you sacrifice me. That's a different story. That's different. That's betrayal.
Nobody be sacrificing you. You be inside.
She sacrifices me. She sacrifices.
No, I don't, guys. I do not sacrifice her. She be
does.
too long in that freaking house.
No. It's like the way we said it the first time when it was not being recorded, when it was supposed to be recorded. Okay, Aya's bipolar when it comes to Phas, and it depends on who she plays with that determines whether or not she's okay with it or not. Because Jay was the one that introduced us to it. And I think it was the last episode that we aired, but I put it on YouTube instead of putting it in Apple and all our other locations where we have the podcast streaming. And it's a one-sided video. You get to see Jay's point of view, so you don't get to really see our point of view or anything like that. But when we played, Jay was already advanced and all this other extra stuff. So if Jay would stay in the house, and Jay's sanity's always at 0. I don't know why it gets down so low, but it gets down low. And Jay could be in the house, it's down low, and she's standing right next to him like, yep, I'm with him. But then if our sanity goes low, take your sanity,
that's because
guys.
Jay. No, that's because the reason.
No, it's my turn. Right? So she goes and she be all up and down everywhere with him. They could be hunt after hunt after hunt, and she's laughing and giggling. Jay is hunting again. And then when it happens with us, it's like, oh, I'm gonna die. And then she's like, girl, you're supposed to die. That's the point of the game. And then she's like, no, you're supposed to live. And it's just like, okay, but if you die, you just die. Like, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't run out of lives. You have unlimited amount of times that you can die. You are affected in your death, but it still happens. In the beginning of the game, when I first started, I would hang out in the truck. And then she would tell me, like, you have to get out of the truck, Tony. And then now I'm in the house, and she'd be like, you're in the house for too long, Tony. And it's just like, what do you want me to do?
No, guys, listen. When I'm playing with Jason, when I play with Jason, he's like, it's hunting out, you run. You know, he tells me when it's hunting, and I'm able to run, and then we're both running at the same time. And even if we like collide with each other and he goes a different way, I go a different way, you know, and then he communicates, oh, I'm dead, you know, or I'd be like, oh, I'm dead, and then he's like, oh, you died, and then he come and take my picture, you know, and then we move forward.
Oh yeah, because you have to take pictures because you earn money for evidence. Every type of evidence that you gather up, you get money for that.
Yeah, so with Jay, like we stick together, and then we're like doing all of that. But then Tony, when she comes in, she stays in the house, and then she's like, turn off your flashlights, turn off the lights, and the darkness gets our sanity way down way quicker.
Jay plays in darkness at all times. Jay is the first one in the house and the last one to leave. Jay takes and steals everybody's sanity pills and still ends up on 0. Okay? So when I play, what ends up happening, when we was trying to record it the first time, I gave an example, so I'm just going to utilize it again, right? Like, in one of the things to identify a ghost is to find out whether or not it writes in the book. And in the book, it gives you a radius, right? So I'm going to use as an example. I'm not saying that this is something that Aya does, but just, again, example. So when you put the book in the center of the room, it lets you know how far it reaches in that room. It gives you the line and lets you know the range. So if the ghost is at a certain spot and I see that she's not putting it, that it's in the range, I will go back and fix it. But I don't leave the house. I stay in the house and I'll fix it and place it where I know where the ghosts are, passing through. And then when I ask for the lights to be off, it's because one of the things about it is that there's certain ghosts that likes the coldness, and they like to thrive in the coldness, and you have to figure out which room the ghost is in based off of the temperature. That's one of the options to give you more of an accurate location. So when you turn on the lights, it makes the bedrooms warm, so you get a wrong reading. So when I'm like, I need the lights off, turn off the lights, she's like, click, 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 click. Let me turn on every light in the house. Let me turn on whatever I could find. And then it's just like, no. So now I have to stay in that room longer so that the room can get cold, and then I can get an accurate reading. Because if we drop everything in one room, and then I go and I look at the temperature, and I'm just like, okay, this is not the room. Now we're taking longer to pick everything up and find the other room. So my thing is, let me find the room, let me go in the dark, let me do everything before we set anything down, and we can be able to find that, like at least the bedroom or the location, and then you can find exactly where in the room that ghost is in, like if it's behind the corner, if it's by the bed, if it's at the entrance, if it's in the closet, with the reader that she has. And that's like I stay long, because if the doors are open, it affects the temperature. If the lights are on, it affects the temperature. If everybody's not in the same room, it affects the temperature. So they make it that it is tedious, and we have to be there for a long time. And then she's just like, drop, leave, drop, leave, drop. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, you're leaving, I can't get the proper temperature. The lights on, I can't get the proper temperature. This is how I can't
listen,
do
guys,
it.
Listen. This whole thing all started because we got new items, and these new items take longer to detect.
Right.
But previously, we didn't have all of that. Okay?
Well, we still did have it though, but it wasn't as it didn't take so long for results. That is true. On the thermometer that we had to read, it takes every 10 seconds when it readjusts itself. And it still is like that now. But she doesn't use this, so she's not aware of it, But it does take, even in the old, before the update that came out in August, it takes 10 seconds. But every time something changes, it messes with the thermometer. And then if the ghost is next to me, I'm going to get one reading. And then if it leaves and follows someone else, I'm going to get a different one. So every time things would just happen like that. So it would just take longer. Or there's this thing with like a dot projection. And it just basically, like, if the ghost runs through it, it lets you know that the ghost ran through that area, and that counts as an evidence. So it'll be placed, and it's just like, okay, the ghost is here, but it's not being seen. Let me grab that and move it to a different spot. So because I'm trying to find it and do it in one shot so that we could go to the truck and look through the cameras and see whatever we can grab, she's annoyed because the sanity's going down. And then I'm just like, I don't get it, because Jay's sanity's always at 0. And Jay could vouch for this. And then she's just like, it's different. No, it's the same. Sanity is at 0. There will be a hunt.
No, it's a difference. It's a difference with Jay. There's a difference with Jay, and then there's a difference with you. Jay and I get crap done, Like, when I played
Jay
with him, we legit went into...
You just so happen to be there, because Jay does not wait for nobody.
Yeah, so Jay goes ahead and he goes and he puts the stuff down, and then he goes and he's like, he just, I don't know, it's just totally different. The vibe is different and everything like that. Like, we just go in, we put everything that we dropped out, and then we go ahead and we mark it. And then Jay's not scared to go back in the house as sanity 0, because then he triggers a hunt, he gets a photo of the ghost, he ends up dying, but that's because he chooses to. But at least my sanity is still intact.
Right, but you're not crying about it or stressing it, like, whenever it is
because
that we
my
go
sanity,
in.
Yeah, because my sanity isn't as low. And then when he does trigger a hunt, when his sanity goes down and he triggers a hunt or whatever, he goes ahead and he's like, oh, it's coming, or I tell him it's coming, and then he's like, okay, run. And then he doesn't tell me where to run, but I follow him,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, that's just how, like, and he doesn't panic, because you do panic when there's a hunt. You panic, and then
I freeze up.
Next thing you know, you get irritated, and then you start, getting mad and stuff like that.
I get irritated based off of your comments. That's what it is, because I feel like it's not a fairness thing. Honestly, like, that's what it is, because it's just like, again, if I'm at 0 and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, you're like, oh my God, your sanity is this and this, that, and then you leave. And then when Jay's sanity is at 0, and he's not doing the same thing, but the end goal is the same, to try to figure out what's going on, you're just there and you're laughing and giggling like, oh my God, it's gonna hunt, ha ha ha. And so to me, it's just like, okay, what's the difference? Like, definitely Jay goes in there and Jay will do a whole sacrificial thing, like, I'm gonna die to get this photo, guys. And it's just like, yay, thanks, we appreciate your sacrifice. And I'm like, hell no, I ain't dying for nobody, like, I'm out, you know. That is definitely something that I'm not gonna even be like, no, yeah, that's not your, hell no, I'm out. Like, I am out. I'm usually like the lowest score in the players, so I'm like, I need my points so I can be able to level up, you know. But when he's in there and he's at 0 sanity and he's trying to figure out what it is, there's nothing. It's like, okay, it's all right. And then when I'm in there and there's something and I'm at 0, your tone changes. And then, you know, if Jay dies, you're going in there like Braveheart, like, okay, I'm gonna, not that you say it, but you know, I'm gonna finish this. But if I die, you're like, oh, now I'm gonna die. Now and it's just like, it's the same outcome if Jay dies. You're still the only one. You're still gonna have to do it on your own.
Listen, no. When you die, you'd be like on some, go take my picture. Go in there and take my picture. And then my sanity is at freaking 35, and you're like, go take my picture.
Right,
so you're not
I
gonna
need to be famous.
Picture. You're not gonna. And it's like, no, are you crazy? I have no sanity pill. My sanity's low. Jay doesn't expect me to go take his picture. He said, it's all right, I close the van and we'll go. And then I'm like, okay, bet. And then we leave, you know? And it's like, you, with you, it makes it seem as though you want me to die.
Just because I want to be famous. You're supposed to die, okay? If I get killed, you die with me.
Then I won't get the money that I need.
Right, but you will be with me in death. Okay? You will be with me in death.
Guys, I hate being hunted in the game, and it's only because I can hear my headset. Right. It picks up a lot, and I can hear everything. It like my heart be pumping so hard when these things be coming after and looking for me. Like, they even be talking about, where are you?
Right.
You know, and they be like,
where are you? When I find you, I'm gonna kill you. I was like, yo, sir, I'm sorry. This was a contract. They told me to come. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here with you. We can leave.
Right. So that's my thing. That's my thing, and stuff like that. It's not like I want to go in the game and die. I do want to go and collect the money and stuff like that. I try to do, you know, go in, do it, and then come right back out. I'm not trying to hang out with the ghosts, you know, sing kumbaya with it, you know, and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to do any of that. But with Jason, it's more so like, he goes in, he does what he got to do, and then he comes out, and he doesn't expect me to go and, you know, like, let's just say you, like, take a picture, you know, or go collect the items, because you used to do that a lot. Like, oh, we got to collect the items, we got to collect the items.
I still do that. I do that.
Yeah, and then it's just like,
because what would happen right, this is the story, right? What happens is, in the beginning, I would have it on auto, right? In the auto purchase. So what ends up happening is that when playing the game, every time something gets left behind, the money leaves, right? Because you left it behind, so now you got to rebuy it. And I was the one that was constantly doing it. And then I would have no money and have no equipment. So I was like, hell yeah, like, we got to go pick up those items because I need it. And then, you know, I is ranking up. She got like 20,000 something of money, and I'm over here working with like 300. So it's like, this is my mental thing before we swapped out. So my thing is like, if I'm buying it, bring back the crap because I need that for the next round. But then after, she's like, oh, I can start buying it. I'm like, I bet. Like, you gotta buy it. And now I'm trying to be mindful where it's like, okay, we got to buy it. We got to go grab everything because I don't want Aya to keep buying it and her money finishes, because then she'll become me. Where it's like, oh, I'm wasting the money and all this stuff. So it's just like, okay, you're going to sound like me and I don't want to hear me. Same way you don't want to hear me. Let's go pick up all our Aya's stuff. You know what I'm saying? So then that's why I'm like, we got to get the equipment. That's why we got to get the equipment. Jay, on the other hand, Jay's like, you know, not literal, but he'll be like, F it. Leave it. We out of here. We figured it out. And it's like, I bet if you don't care, I don't care. That's your money. But Jay won't say nothing about it. Jay won't be like, I don't got no money, or I'm buying it, or I'm wasting it, my money, or whatever, or I'm not getting my payment back. Like, he doesn't stress it. So when Jay plays, in that sense, he does give it a more relaxed feel, you know? So I definitely understand that. And if he bought it and we left all 55 million cameras in the house, he's like, whatever, I'll buy it again in the next round. So I'm like, I bet we out. But if I got like 200 and the camera's 500, I can't even afford half the camera because I don't even got the 250 that's needed. So I'm like, we gotta buy, we gotta, you know, so we gotta buy, we gotta take. And then when Aya started doing it, it's like, I bet. Oh, you leaving it? We leaving it. But then she'll make the comments I make where it's like, oh, I'm running out of funds. Like, I'm the one that's buying it. So it's like, I bet. Let's go buy. I mean, let's go pick it up. But then my daughter started playing with us, and she's racking up in the quiet side. Rack. And Aya myself is like, you're like, we keep buying. She's like, oh, I got money. It's like, oh, you got money? Okay, you got money. And then she started buying it, and then she's just like, I don't care, I'll buy it again later. I bet. And we just leave everything and we left, you know. So that was my thing. Like, I was crying about it because I was running out of cash. I'm like, I don't got the money to buy it. Aya's not buying it. Somebody got to buy it. So bring the freaking equipment back into the truck. Bring it back, like, because I got it. You can't upload real cash and change it into I don't know what they call it, dollars, I guess, right? They don't have a different kind of name for it, right? So we can't upload our real life money into the game to then have money. Like, you legit have to earn it. And then if you have no money, you have to play without the equipment. And that's a big no-no for me. That's an absolutely not. Like, you want me to go in there without anything and expect me to live? Like, I'm gonna have to die 50 times just to make what I would make in one case. So that was my thing. It was just like, we're not doing that. Try again. We're not doing that one either. You know, but it's just Jay does make it a little. Jay stresses me out. Jay's another one. I was telling Jay about that yesterday. I was like, you stress me out. Like, when I'm like, the ghost is in this room, you're like, no, it's not. Like, how do you know? I know. I got the thermometer. It said it's below freezing. It's here. And you're like, no, it's not. So it's like, all right, nobody's gonna listen to me. I'm liking down. I'm not gonna waste my breath. You guys could die, and I'll figure it out on this side. And then I end up dying because I'm by myself.
Yeah, Tony. Tony does, like, when I don't know. I noticed that when the things don't like go your way, you kind of get like irritated.
No, when I get ignored. Being ignored is a pet peeve of mine, and when I'm ignored, I would rather shut down than to say things I can't take back. So then that's when I go and I mute myself, because then I have that mouth where I will purposely hurt your feelings because I'm mad. So it's just like, let me mic down, because it's not even something serious. It's not something that's necessary. It's not anything like that. So if we're playing the game and I'm just like, the ghost is here, guys, it's below 5 degrees. And it's like, no, it's not. And it's like, it's over here. And then everybody's doing whatever. And I'm like, the ghost is over here, guys. And still nothing. I'm like, all right, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to set up over here. I'm going to do it because I found the location while you guys are still searching. And I've said it multiple times. So since I'm being ignored, I'm going to save my breath. I'm not going to repeat myself.
But it's not you, right? It's the fact that when we're playing, we're trying to listen for the ghost. And on top of that, everybody else is talking. It's just not you, you know? Like, you have Jay talking, you have your daughter talking, you have me talking, where all of us is talking, and on top of that, you're trying to talk. So everybody's talking over each other.
But so I'm being told no. And when that happens, I'm being heard. Maybe you don't hear it, but if I'm like, it's over here, and it's like, no, it's not. Like, it's over here.
Jason.
No, it's not. Right.
Yeah, if he's saying that, then that's Jason. That's Jason. So that's something you have to talk with Jason about. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
As for me, I don't be hearing you because I'm too freaking, my butt is being clenched to trying to get everything in here, trying to figure out where the freaking ghost is without trying to die. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I still get in my feels. I'm not gonna like, oh yeah, you're no, like you no, you definitely are right. Oh, I'm running out of time. You definitely are right. That's definitely something, but because when I'm talking and then Jay's responding and then you guys are talking, it makes me feel like you guys are ignoring me. So then that's when I'm just like, all right, like whatever. And then I stop. I legit just stop and I just go and I do my own thing and then I die. And then later on is when you guys are like that last time. It was like, oh, it's in the bathroom. Like, yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole entire time. But you know, I'm muted so you guys don't hear it. But I'm like, that's what I've been saying the whole freaking time. Oh, it's freezing in here. Yeah, that's how I figured out the ghost was here. You know, and that's what I'm saying with the mic down, or not mic down, with the mic off. Because it's like, that's what I've been saying and no one's listening. And then I'm dead. So now I'm like, I found the freaking location and I lost 50% of my income. Great. Like that. And I'm like, great.
So that's my issue. The fact that everybody talks all at the same time, and you know, and I'm over here trying to still like listen for the ghosts and stuff like that. Like, you really have to pay attention because these ghosts, they tell you where they're at, you know, as soon as you enter the house.
Amazing, though. Your headphones, they're so good. Like the headphones I'm using now to record this podcast is not the same headphones that I have when we play the game. So it's completely different. Like when I was playing with the headphones that I'm using now, I was able to hear so clearly so much everything because it's a pricier headset. So I guess it works a lot better. But the ones that I play the game with, I got from Five Below, and they work, but you know, they're not giving me that gaming experience. So I don't hear the ghost until it's too late when it's kissing me. When I run into it and we're face to face, you know? But like the way I said in the podcast we were supposed to be recording, you know, like you're like, it's going downstairs. It turned around, it's going back up. It opened the door, and I'm like, what? And all I hear is the creaking of the floor. Like, that's all I heard. And you're over here like, it's going downstairs. It's going upstairs. It spoke. And I'm like, what? Like, where? Where did it speak? And I'll have my game at 100. The volume on the game is 100. The laptop's at 100. And she's over here giving me like what the stomach sounds like when it's digesting the food in the ghost's belly. And I don't hear none of that. We could be in the basement, and she's like, "It's on the second floor." Like, what do you? How did you put a GPS on his ankle? Like, how do you know this?
Because he walks up and down the stairs. I can't even hear him when he actually comes to the basement. Like, and he's next to the door. I hear that. Like, I hear everything. Like, I hear everything, and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna die.
Oh, I hate when she does that.
Because I hear it.
I hate when she does that. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Let me tell you, I'm a person that's been diagnosed. I don't want to claim it, but I've been diagnosed with anxiety, right? But I have social anxiety. So it's, you know, it's not the same kind, but I also have like, you know how there's different levels of anxiety or whatever. So one of the ones that I know for sure is social anxiety. But when there's a ghost, whatever, you're like, Riley's coming. Yo, that makes me, oh my God, like my whole body shrinks in my chair. This is like, oh my God. I like, if I wasn't scared, if I'm like, okay, I just got to go somewhere, right? But because she's like, it's coming. That's right. Oh, I get so freaking scared. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm like, oh my God. And I just stop. I literally, like, wherever I'm at, I crouch and I look at a wall. I'm going to die. That's it. Like, you know what? At least I'm not going to see it happening. And then the game, the closer the ghost gets to you, the louder and the faster your heartbeat in the game goes off. So in the beginning, when it's done in a hunt, it's like but when it's going to kill you, it's like, oh, and so it's that. And then I was like, it's coming. Shut up. Shut up. I'm sorry. Like, no, my heart already dropped. It's in my toe. You know, it's already down there. It's no longer where it needs to be.
Not the toe.
I already have the heart going, and it's like, no, it's coming. And it's like, I don't be knowing where to go. Like, she gets me so, like, I'm already nervous. Now I'm anxious nervous, you know? Like,
God.
what is it, like a person on the fight or flight? I just stay there. I just freeze. I go to a wall. And she's like, where are you? I'm like, I don't know. I'm at a wall. I'm looking at a wall. Now I'm like looking out the window. Like, I'm trying to look at the beautiful day before it ends. You know? That's a lot of times when I die, I'm at the window. Because it's like, I'm just going to look out there because I don't want to see it coming for me. Like, let me just go. And then she'd be like, you could have ran to the nursing room. Like, you couldn't say that instead of telling me, run, it's coming for you. Oh,
that's why
God.
now when we go into the areas, we go ahead and we basically say, this is a safe spot to hide. This is where you can hide if it was to ever chase you. Now we do that, you know, so
right,
that she knows, but she still doesn't know.
I still don't know because she gets me so nervous. Oh my goodness, like she gets me. My face is getting hot when I think about how nervous she gets me. Like she just gets me so nervous. It's legit. Like if she's like, it's gonna hunt, I'm like, she'd be like, it's hunting. I'm like, okay. And she was to be like, okay, it's coming up the steps. I'm like, all right, thank you. Like just leave it right there. Just leave it. And I'll go to where I go because in my head I'm like, okay, we gotta go to the nursery room. We gotta go behind the crib. You know, there's boxes there. Like this is me. But she's like, it's coming. That's right there. It's going close to you. And it's just like,
I'm trying to save her life, guys.
No, she kills me. Not even metaphorically.
I tell you.
She legit kills me. Okay.
Oh my god.
But yeah, guys, that's what we've been up to.
It's a lot, right? It's a lot.
We were thinking,
oh, God.
because we're running out of time and stuff like that. We got about 3 minutes and stuff. So we were thinking, right, of opening up a Twitch account and showing our point of views. I spoke to my daughter. She's like, oh yeah, like I don't mind showing both sides so you can see it exactly how it is that we do it and stuff. And I know Aya normally has the questions and everything like that, but my question of the day for today, this one at least, is, you know, if we were to open up a Twitch account, and we're going to venture out to other games eventually, but this is the first one that we just dabbled in. So once we get tired of this one, we'll go to the next one and things like that. Is that something that you guys would be willing to, be willing to watch with us playing and things? I know a lot of people don't really get into it, but it's just another way of seeing who we are, getting our personalities and all that other extra good stuff in the mix. You know, you guys hear us here. We can talk about the gossip on TikTok and things like that. And then if we're doing Twitch, then we're inviting you to a different aspect where you would hear us screaming at each other and yelling at each other, or me being stubborn and miking down so you won't hear me at all. You know, instead you just hear silence maybe for one time because I talk so much. That's the question I have. I don't know if Aya has any questions and stuff like that. Do you have any questions for them today?
I don't have any questions. Well, I do actually. Let me go ahead and ask, what kind of games do you guys play? Like,
That's a good one.
Yeah, like what kind of games do you guys play? Do you guys enjoy playing that game? If so, can games sometimes get boring for you to the point where you have to look for other type of games to entertain you during, you know, when you are gaming, when you have downtime? Or do you just enjoy not gaming and just reading a book? Like, tell us what you guys do on your downtime.
I enjoy it all. I like reading books. I like playing games. I just cannot do shooting games. I cannot do flying games because I don't have that coordination.
I don't like you. What is that called? PvP modes where you can shoot. Yeah, like shoot in, you know, first person mode and stuff like that. Like I don't like that. I don't like that. And PvP I think is player versus player, so excuse me for saying PvP.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Chitty Chat Chit Cat Chat. Oh, what?
Try that again.
We got less than a minute. That's why. Yeah, we got less than a minute. I was just trying to go through it. Thank you for tuning into our second episode of our second season. Thank you for tuning into Chitty Chat Chit Chat podcast. And as always, we appreciate you guys. Bye.
Bye.